What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. So, this is one of the more asked questions, and I never really thought of this as a secret, but I guess now it's official. I've usually always been pretty open with a lot of BDO questions. If anyone has any, feel free to ask it, and generally I'll try to help you, especially if you're a new player or just anything. But what I wanted to go over today was my node setup and my storage reveal. So, yeah, once again, I never really thought of this as a secret, but a lot of people like to know what kind of node setup do I have, and guess like where everything connects to. So let's start off with the beginner zones, and then we'll go like, I guess where you start the game, like Olvia, Velia, Heidel, and so on. So let's start with Olvia because actually, Velia is probably the first place you get to nowadays if you're a new player. But Olvia, mostly I just put random event stuff and extra stuff that I would normally, I guess, situational stuff. So I would consider this storage more for things I might need in the future, but I don't need now. And I guess I just have a lot of extra workers on various things here that I transfer over every now and then. This one piece of shimmering old moon is the equivalent of a one-time use rich merchant ring. Basically, it's like 5% tax off of one sale. And then a lot of the weapon exchange coupons that we got over the years of just playing the game. And so, yeah, if I ever felt like re-rolling for some reason, I could just hard re-roll 6 more times. But yeah, a lot of goodies here, mostly just crystals I think I might use on other characters or whatnot. Velia is the place I do a lot of enhancing, as you guys have seen in my other videos. I keep a lot of enhancing materials here, and that's where I park most of my alt characters. So in Velia, what I use it for, besides enhancing, is I just leave it as a storage dump, and we transfer various materials that are on the nodes when I think I need them. So we'll go over the nodes afterwards, but for the most part, just wanted to show you the storages first. So Heidel is where we do a lot of crafting. And when I say crafting, I mean processing, cooking, alchemy, Imperials. Yeah, I guess that's it. But yeah, a lot of the basic life skills that we would learn. So over here, we have a lot of timbers from when we gather, saps and alchemy materials, processing and cooking materials as well, and stuff you could buy from the vendor. And we're actually, remember about a few months ago, we almost had 1 million grilled bird meat. And it's not because you actually need grilled bird meat. The reason why I was doing it is I was cooking all of the like hundreds of thousands of chicken meat that we just have from the nodes. And our goal was to push 400 CP. And then we did push 400 CP from the byproducts. So then we had almost 1 million of that. And then so we basically turned these into Imperial boxes. And then turned those into the seals. So, in case you guys are wondering, how do you get certain tools like monos, various things from like alchemy, cooking? That's one way. It takes a really long time, and you're better off just literally grinding and buying it off the market. But in the case of you being very frugal with it, and you just want to get it by exchange, this is how you do it. So, yeah. Heidel is storage, or for a lot of crafting, cooking, alchemy, processing. Let's see what's next. Glish is really just a storage dump of stuff I would transfer to Heidel if I needed them. More crafting materials. A lot of this is used for various, I think it makes like housing items and byproducts from alchemy. So it's just a lot of uses, and for the most part, If you don't know what these like gems and all this stuff do, just hold on to it, because one day you probably will need it. And for all of you who are wondering, where do you put all the stuff you get from the Rift bosses from? Here it is. But yeah, I actually have a lot more on the characters I leave at the boss ults, or like my boss ults hold a lot of them. But I've never actually turned any of these in, so for all of you who have gotten over 100, are these sellable, or are these like event things where it's like you get it once and then that's it? So I don't know. I guess the first one we'll figure out is the red nose one day. Let's see, what else do we have? Calpheon storage. Now, Calpheon has actually changed a lot over the time, because I take out and put in nodes. This is a lot of timbers in Calpheon that I have. And so we actually have 500,000 timber. We had more. We collect birch sap here. Birch sap. And then we have ores and more goodies here. But mostly we're here for the timbers, because that's pretty valuable. Next, we have Port Epheria. Port Epheria and Iliya Island are the two storages I use for crafting my boats. So if you guys have been following the channel for a while, Port Epheria and Iliya Island over here. When I was going for my Carrack, I mentioned that I use two different storages, because for anyone who does ocean content, you know that you need some stuff for bartering, and you also need a storage for like upgrading your boat. So two different life skills, but technically one thing. So Iliya Island holds all of my barter materials, and yeah, it's very good to have just multiple storages of that. And then Port Epheria is, these materials are used for upgrading your boat and boat gear pieces. So if you don't spend money on this game, I would highly recommend using Port Epheria and Iliya to upgrade your boats. If you're ever going for your Carrack one day, it'll just be very helpful. You'll thank me one day. Fish nodes that are here. Honestly, are these fish nodes worth it? Probably not. Why do I have it running? Because I'm too lazy to change it. But yeah, this is probably, I would say, maybe 2 years worth of fish nodes going off. The fact that I have almost 100,000 dried mullet, and like dried octopus. So a few years ago, the reason why I even have these nodes connected was I wanted to make pet feeds. So like, you know how when you feed your pets, right? Back in the day, it was basically permanently sold out, and I think the vendor sold it, but it's just like I didn't want to have to go to the vendor to buy it, so I just wanted to make a ton for myself and just never have to worry about it, especially because I do other life skillings like cooking and whatnot. So these nodes right here, they're not expensive nodes, and they give you like a little bit of everything. However, the time it takes to like the whole cycle of node is probably a few hours per. So that's why I just have years worth of fish, which, will I ever need it? I have no idea. It's just gonna keep going until the end of time, probably. All of these are for boat material upgrades for the most part. Treasure map pieces are from saltwater crocodiles. If anyone's have ever grinded saltwater crocodiles out here in the middle of literally nowhere, I actually hate it. And you guys can watch some videos of it and see what a Valor grind looks like. So yeah, that's Port Epheria. Next we have Trent. Trent has been going on for quite a while. I mostly use it to get cedar sap, spirit leaf, and timber nodes, but that's about it. And we have literally years worth of event hats that they just kind of give out over time. Again, I've been playing this game since launch on NA and the EU, so like 6 years. Grana is a bunch of random garbage. A lot of this, as you guys know, is from grinding. Remember that one video where we got 2 boxes in 1 hour of grind? And these are like Renaros. One is a Manchum. Then we got 2 more. So fact that we got like 7 boxes, kind of funny. Then every time we get an awakening scroll, we kind of just dump it over here. Sometimes I think I should probably have some flower nodes on if there is any, but if there's any mushroom nodes that you should probably get, is probably the umbrella ones, because they are used in alchemy. Same with the sap, but that's about it. You get a lot of these stone fragments just by grinding, and I was going for the HP pot, and every week on Thursday when the quest resets, we just do the 5 and hopefully we get more. So that's about that. Old wisdom tree literally doesn't have anything. I think I had a few nodes here and there and just took them off because it wasn't really worth it. Odraxia, we have egg node, chicken meat node, potato node. I don't know if this is still going, probably. But I had a lot of nodes going before, but then we changed it every now and then. And mostly we use it as storage. And back in the day when the Fallen God chess piece came out, I was grinding for the Ember. I actually got it around like 60 or something. So, yeah. Adraxia, there's really not much reason to be there unless you enjoy hunting. Then you're at Narcion. And if you don't like hunting, you're probably at Turos because you are trying to get the Ember for your Fallen God, or Thornwood because Thornwood is actually not that bad. And if you are in the very 1% of players, you're at Crypt of Resting Thoughts for a Deboreka belt, or at Olin's because Olin's just is cracked money. So one day maybe I'll get good and grind Olin's again. I've done that place a total of 3 times. And yeah, that's it, because it's hard to get a group. Duvencrune, you're probably going to be here a lot because, well, Garmoth is here, and 3 infinite potion grind spots are here: Tashira, Bloodwolves, and Shuriken. And, well, Garmoth is a separate thing, but people go to that. So what I have here in my storage is a ton of black energy residue because we grinded a lot. Pity pieces, and I don't think I really have too many nodes in here. I used to have Bracken, but then the node is just so slow I took it off. So I don't think I really have much here anymore. I just have things connected to the boss, and then we have this node, which is the Thuja stuff. Which, yeah, I don't know what node that's even. Oh yeah, we got fur. Got it. Okay. So in Ilton, or the Mountain of Eternal Winter area, we have 3 nodes connected. We're going for the traces, cooking honey, rough jade, and basically more crafting materials. So honey, timber, more logs, and rough jade, just in case. I don't really know what the rough jade is for, but I'm pretty sure it's some sort of alchemy. I just don't know what exactly. But I just have those nodes on because one day if I ever decide I want to grind another flame for some reason, there you go. That's what I could do it. What else do we have? Tarif is just a storage dump of a lot of nonsense. We've had potato nodes going on for a while, a lot of timbers, and various alchemy materials that I kind of take on and off every now and then. So it's just going up. Altinova, haven't really touched that one in a while. So all these nodes right here, I think all of these connect to Tarif. And some of these on the side might connect to Altinova, and then some of these are definitely Altinova. So 1.4 million Elder Tree Timber. I know there's a lot of people with a lot more than I do, but this is probably one of the most useless nodes I've ever seen, Elder Tree Timber. And the reason why you'd want it is because of the plywood that's actually worth something. And the chance of me processing all 1.4 million is probably 0. So unless they make it worth it one day, it's just the number is gonna keep going up. Kuda Maneuver, of course, we go over there every now and then. And back in the day, I used to have a Grunal factory going in Altinova. I don't remember which one it is, but we used to make Grunal, so that's why we had black crystals and black crystal or rough ones. And so we had a Grunal factory going back then. Not anymore. What other node or storages do we have? Sandgrain Bazaar, we have a Tef node going on back when I was making Valencia meals or just various meals that you needed Tef on. It's definitely not a bottleneck. Why do I have this node? Let's get rid of that one. We got 1 point, easy. Shikatu, I used to have a Fig node on back when Figs were like 15 to 20k each on the market. Then people caught on to the node, and then the price suddenly is not 15 to 20k anymore. So yeah, it's already a dead node, but the hope there's like a few nodes over here, the Fig ones. They're kind of expensive in terms of CP, but back in the day it would make a decent amount of money, but it is no longer a lot of money. That's why we no longer have it. So Fig is for cooking, but I have no use for it at the moment. And I think that's really it. Valencia node, I don't really have anything connected. I just had various ores back in the day. And I did think about one day adding this node for these two, Vanadium and Powder Flame. Now, these are something that you don't just get because you see someone else getting. You get it because you actually need it. And Vanadium is used for Monos crafting, and Powder Flame is for alchemy. So both the Titanium ore and Vanadium ore are something that are good, but you kind of have to know what you're doing before you do anything. Also, I'm just randomly processing. Don't mind me. I'm just like keeping myself busy while I tell you guys this stuff instead of just standing here idly. So I think that's all the relevant nodes. I don't think I missed anything. We went Duvencrune. We went all of these. Oh yeah, Iliya Island. We talked about this very shortly. Holds on my barter items. And if you guys do any sailing and bartering to Hakavin, you might want to keep some various materials of bartering in Encado, because sometimes when you do a Hakavin run, like you go down here and get a lot of crow coins, but you don't have to tier 5 material. You could just come back to Encado to pick up the material and go back, which is... It's still annoying to go back and forth because of the currents that make your boat a little bit slower from this point. However, it is better than going back to Iliya Island, so I would recommend keeping some storage tier 5 materials over here in Encado instead. So if you ever do Hakavin, you don't have to go all the way back, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, in terms of nodes, let's say you're a new player to this game and you're wondering, okay, so what nodes do I get? Now, every like streamer or YouTuber or guide you look up on the internet is going to be something different. Now, there are two kinds of guides you'll probably find. Ones that are telling you what are the best nodes to pick up. Now, that is kind of relative to time. So, like if you're watching a guide from 2 years ago, or let's say you're watching this video 2 years later, all these prices could be different. So nodes are something you kind of have to watch over time, more or less, because the materials that you get obviously shift in price depending on if people figure out what the good ones are or not. But for me, it doesn't really matter because I don't rely on these nodes for silver. I just kind of pick up things that I think I'll use in the future. So timbers, on, for example, like all these logs and timbers, it doesn't matter what price they are. They're usually going to be useful in some way. So whether it's for crafting or building or like making various items, those will always be useful. Just get materials for like cooking, processing, And if you ever feel like just leveling up, power leveling all your life skills in the future, that's what I would do. And there are very select nodes like we talked about before, like over here in the Canyon Volcano Zone. These two things that I think I'll get in the future, these are something that are good, but you have to know what you're using it for. It's not something you just keep the node on and like, haha, I'll sell it. Because some nodes, it's worth it if you can use it properly, but if you're just selling it, there's probably better nodes to get. And yeah, oh yeah, Keplin, I forgot Keplin. This is just all the event items that we've gotten over the years, and probably never coming back, these event items, but I just kind of keep them for some reason. I don't know why. I should probably sell them. But yeah, all the years I've been playing, we get random events, and it kind of, I hate how these events give you more items than you really need. You know what they should do? They should make it so you get the exact amount, but make the item like super rare. And if you can't make it all those days, there's like you get a super rare item. Well, it's kind of what they do now. But like, to encourage people to play or leave your computer on, they should not give you too many extras. And I get that people work and stuff, but at the same time, no one really enjoys keeping all these garbage items except for me for some reason. So yeah, anyway, I think that's all my nodes and all the relevant stuff. So my best advice to you, and this advice will probably stay true forever no matter what the prices are, get the nodes where you feel like you would use it for something versus trying to make the most profit, because nodes, no matter how good the node is, it's still not going to beat out like grinding or life skilling. These nodes are just kind of like extra income, or it saves you time from not having to gather those materials. So like, I could just run in circles, chopping trees all day, or I could get the nodes and, you know, not do that and skip one step of it. So that's how I see them. Obviously, more contribution is better because that allows you to get more nodes. But if you're a new player, just get like timbers and cooking materials, because that'll just be like a timeless item. It'll always be good. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Oh yeah, before we go, if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm usually open to answering questions for the most part. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.